So we have about 12 completely separate courses. Our main course, we call it our flagship program, is called the PCD. The name makes a difference. Practitioner Coach Diploma. In the world of education, all over the world, you have certificate, diploma, and a degree from a university or college. This is not as high as a degree, but it is much higher than a certificate. And this is the course that Deanna has just qualified for, and she is now qualified and has a diploma as a life coach and executive coach and team coach. It's all three in one. Life, executive, team. 97% of all coach training is certificate. So very different. This course is about, well, just over 400 hours plus of training, lectures, coaching, webinars, research, study, etc. The average person takes anywhere from 9 to 12 months on average. But it's very flexible. People can go crazy, put their blinkers on and go, and they could do it much shorter, or the opposite. People can take their time, people can stop to move house, get married, have a baby, this and that, and you can put it on pause, and people can take much longer, 18 plus months. But the average, to manage people's expectations, about 9 to 12-ish. The average person would do maybe 6 or 7 hours a week for 9, 10, 12 months. When people register, wherever they are in the world, we send them by courier the course materials. We've laid them out on the table at the back there. Course book, training manual, handbook, logbook, guides, everything is there. People don't need to get anything else at all. So we send all the material, books, manuals. Students then engage in a certain amount of reading and research. There's a certain amount of written work. In fact, 5 pieces. The average essay that students write is between 1,000 and 1,500 words on average. 1 page of A4, 1 page is 500 words. So the average essay, 2 or 3 pages. So not Dostoevsky. Okay. We then provide webinars. Every month, there are webinars on Zoom, and we provide different ones. And these are on coaching core topics: questioning skills, listening skills, values, ethics, belief, self-esteem, building rapport, dealing with adversity, goal planning, goal setting. We have about 30 different topics and subjects. And these are with a live trainer, and you can engage with them. Oh, we are doing them in multiple languages all the time. So you can engage in whatever language is best for you. If you can't make the live seminar, it doesn't matter. We have every one of them recorded. And you can log in and access the recording, and you can either stream it or download it, listen to it in your car on the way to work, and so on. And because we have been running these for 20 years, and we have recorded every single lecture, we have a library of thousands of hours of recorded lectures. And they are available to every student the minute they join. PCD, Practitioner Coach. We then set you up with study buddies. These are groups of 4 or 5 students. We join you together. You meet once a week for about 30 minutes. During that time, and you meet on Zoom or Hangouts or Teams, so you meet online. So you might be in Sofia, someone in Plovdiv, someone in Paris, someone in London, usually the same time zones or close, and different languages. And you spend half an hour together every week, and you'll spend the first 10, 15 minutes, 2 people will coach, and the others will give feedback, help, observation. And then you share written work, you share ideas, you talk about working exercises together, and you move through the course as a unit, as a pod. Okay. So, all of this is part of the, only half of the program. Then we have the face-to-face. And there's about 10 days face-to-face. There's a couple of different options. One, you come together for a 3-day, we call it residential. And people come from all over, and we're doing one tomorrow. And I believe you're on that? Yeah, lovely. So some people have come from Thailand. We've got someone coming from Mexico, all over the world. So we come together. We have 3 days of advanced coach training, observation, practice, feedback. This is interesting. We do it with between 20 and 25 students, roughly, with about 8 staff. So a very high ratio. Some other coach training companies will have 30 students and 1 trainer. We have 8 staff to look after 20. So everyone gets very, very personal help and support. So we do these on now we used to do them all over the world. I'll show you in a minute where we did them. And we used to do them every month in different locations, West Palm Beach in Florida, here in the Jasmine Hotel, in Romania, in Dubai. We have a very popular one in Antalya in Turkey. Everyone loved that. And we pay for the food, the accommodation, all of that is covered. You don't have to pay a penny. You just have to get there. Yeah. And even if you have a partner and you want to bring your partner, husband, wife, children, we allow that as well. So, because we're very family oriented. So we call that the residential. And then COVID came, the pandemic, and we had to stop. We couldn't get together. It was illegal. So we had to move everything online. And we used to do 3 days on Zoom. And strangely enough, and we still do, strangely enough, it worked. Now, that the pandemic is behind us, and we are all able to travel again, we are now bringing back the 3-day face-to-face, but we're also keeping the Zoom. So now we're going to give students the option. Which would you prefer, or would you like to do both? Would you like to do the Zoom and then in a few months' time come and do the face-to-face as well? So you get 2 lots, you know. So we're doing that. And then on top of the 3-day, we have 6, sometimes 7, 6 or 7 one-day masterclasses, where in a city, this is, again, we do them on Zoom, and now we're beginning to do them physically as well, so we're both up. We come together, and it's a day of practice, run by a master coach, practice in small groups with observation and immediate feedback. And so you get the 3 days together, you get the 6 days, or sometimes 7 days. So there's 9 or 10 face-to-face days as part of the program as well. So that's what we call our Practitioner Coach Diploma. So the distance learning, you and I, we all have learning style, a learning modality. Some of us are visual, and I'm visual. I like to draw and stuff, it's just me. Other people are auditory. They learn by listening. And some are kinesthetic. They learn by doing and touching and making things. We have designed the program so that it suits all learning styles. So whatever your dominant style, it will suit. Okay. There's an element of reading, research, home study, written work, live webinar. Oh, and I forgot to mention, one of the most important, you get 1-to-1 mentoring. We will give every student a private mentor, a tutor. They are all qualified senior coaches. And that man or woman will work with you on a 1-to-1 basis for many months. It's like having a driving instructor. And they will be a combination of trainer, guide, teacher, and client. And every time you meet them, you coach them. And they will give you immediate feedback. And you will coach with your mentor month after month after month after month. And then when they feel you are ready, they will put you forward for your, what we call, final assessment. And that is with a master coach. And that is a 45-minute coaching session with a master coach. So it's like having a driving instructor, and then you go and you do your driving test. Do you understand the analogy? Yeah. So there's many elements to the training. The personal study, research, written work, 1-to-1 mentoring, webinars, study buddy. These are all happening at the same time in parallel. And then we come together for 9 or 10 days as well. So it's wonderful. And we have all different modules. We teach communication skills, listening skills, values, ethics, belief, and so on. And you will do, during the training, you will actually engage in 60 hours of coaching. So when you finish, you will have everything you need to go to the accreditation bodies and say, here is my diploma, I want accreditation, and you will get it instantly. Because we do more than they require. And here are some of our training centres around the world. So Ancient Hall is near the town of Oxford in the United Kingdom. A hotel in Predal in the mountains in the middle of Romania, very beautiful. You might recognize this, Jasmine Hotel in Sofia, here, looking out over the city. It's beautiful at night, sitting in the restaurant, which is looking out over the lights of Sofia. It's just gorgeous, absolutely, very romantic, We have a training center in Serotsk, outside Warsaw, in Poland. We have Antalya in Turkey. And everyone loves that because they have 4 swimming pools, gymnasiums, hammams, right on the beach as well. And people can everyone gets a double room, so you can bring a partner if you want and bring children. Has anyone here ever looked at what coach training costs? Have you done any investigation? No? I talked about Premier League. So there's about 6 companies in the Premier Division worldwide. One is called CTI, one is called Ericsson, one is called Noble Manhattan, that's us. One is called the Fielding Institute. That's Canadian, that's American, but they're all worldwide now. This is United Kingdom, that's us. This is how much these companies charge, and all of their programs are 225 hours in length. Hours are 400 hours. CTI, 13,000 US dollars. Ericsson, 12,500 US dollars. Fielding Institute, 15,000 US dollars. We charge, on average, now notice my words, on average, with these organizations there is no change, that's the price. We on average charge 6,500 euros for a course that's longer and more highly accredited. And we've got two different shapes of the program. We have the PCD Classical and the PCD Enhanced. You can have lesser or more masterclasses added and so on. But the other thing we do, we allow people to pay. So first of all, it's not that price, it's much less. Then people can pay over a long time. But there's something else we do that no other coach training company in the world does. Number one, we offer scholarships. Like any good university. Everyone, listen to my words, everyone gets a scholarship. You fill in a form, you tell us about your personal situation, our team review it and offer a scholarship. If you're in a high-paid executive job, you might get 50 euros. If you're a single mother looking after children on your own, you might get 2,000 euros. This is money we give you. You do not have to pay it back. It's not a loan. It's a scholarship. The other thing we do, and we're the only coach training company out of 900, we give APL. It means exemptions. If you have got, the word is equivalent, if you have got in your past knowledge, experience, qualifications in a similar area, equivalent, we don't think it's right to charge you money for something you already know. So we will reduce the amount of work you have to do, but you get the same qualification. People can apply for exemptions. We send you a Word document. You fill in everything you've done that is in a similar area, and we review that, and we would then say, okay, because of your past, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that, and that. So that's why there's a question mark here, because the cost ends up being slightly different for everyone. Every other company has one course, one price, non-negotiable. We're the only company that do that. And we feel it's the moral, the ethical thing to do.